Chosen ones, this is not just another video you stumbled upon. It's a warning, a divine signal blazing through the chaos of the world, sent straight from God to you. The heavens are stirring, the veil between the seen and unseen is thinning, and something monumental is about to shift in your life. This moment, right now, is not a coincidence. You were meant to hear this message because God is sounding an alarm, calling you to rise, to prepare, and to step into the destiny He's carved out for you. If you ignore this warning, you might miss the very breakthrough you've been praying for. Stay with me, because this is about to change everything. You are not ordinary. You never were. Deep in your soul, you've always felt it. A fire, a pull, a knowing that you were set apart for something greater. God didn't create you to blend into the noise of the world. He crafted you to stand out, to shine, to carry His light into places where shadows reign. But hear this, the enemy knows who you are too. The forces that thrive in darkness see your radiance, and they tremble. They've tried to dim your light with doubt, with fear, with distractions that pull you away from your purpose. But today, God is saying enough. This is your wake-up call. The time for hesitation is over. Your destiny is calling, and it's time to answer. Let's be real. Life hasn't always been kind to you. You've faced storms that would have broken others. You've walked through valleys of loss, betrayal, and pain that left scars only you and God know about. Yet here you are, still standing, still breathing, still carrying that spark of divine purpose. That's no accident. Every trial you've endured, every tear you've shed, has been forging you into something unstoppable. Think of a diamond, pressed under unimaginable weight, yet emerging as the hardest, most brilliant stone. That's you, chosen one. God has been refining you, preparing you for a moment like this, where His warning becomes your rallying cry. And what is this warning? It's not about fear. It's not about punishment. It's about awakening. God is telling you that the season of waiting is coming to an end. The doors you've been knocking on, the dreams you've held in your heart, the prayers you've whispered in the dark, they're about to be answered in ways you can't even imagine. But with great blessing comes great responsibility. You can't sit back and expect it to fall into your lap. God is calling you to act, to move, to trust His timing. This is your moment to step boldly into the unknown, knowing He's already gone before you. Pause for a second. If this message is hitting you right in the soul, if you feel that fire stirring, I need you to do something. Hit that like button to send this energy out into the world. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen one souls walking this path together. And in the comments, type 777, a number of divine completion, a sign to the universe that you're ready to receive what's coming. Do it now, because your action is a declaration that you're not turning back. The world around you is shifting. You've seen it, the chaos, the uncertainty, the noise that tries to drown out God's voice. But you, chosen one, were made for such a time as this. You're not here to be swept away by the current. You're here to stand like a lighthouse, unshaken by the crashing waves. God's warning to you today is clear. Don't get distracted. The enemy will throw everything at you. Doubt, temptation, exhaustion to keep you from stepping into your calling. But no weapon formed against you will prosper. You're protected, sealed by His promise, and nothing can stop what God has started. Think about Noah. The world mocked him as he built an ark in the middle of dry land. They called him crazy, a fool chasing a vision no one else could see. But Noah didn't waver. He heard God's warning, and he acted in faith. When the floods came, He wasn't just saved, he became the vessel through which God preserved life itself. You're like Noah, chosen one. God is giving you a vision, a warning, a blueprint for something greater than yourself. Others may not see it yet. They may laugh, doubt, or try to pull you back. But keep building, keep trusting. Your ark is about to save you and those around you. This warning isn't just about what's coming, it's about who you're becoming. God is transforming you, not just in spirit, but in every part of your being. Your mind is sharper, your heart is stronger, your vision is clearer. People are starting to notice. They see something different in you, a glow, a confidence, a peace that doesn't make sense in a world full of chaos. That's God's hand on you. He's molding you into a living testimony of His power. Your life is about to become a story that others will tell, a story of how one person's faith turned the impossible into reality. But let's talk about the cost. Stepping into your divine purpose isn't always easy. It means letting go of what's comfortable, what's familiar. It means saying goodbye to relationships that no longer align with who you're becoming. It means trusting God when the path looks uncertain. Think of Abraham, called to leave his home for a land he didn't know. He didn't have a map, a plan, or a safety net. All he had was God's voice, and that was enough. You're standing at a similar crossroads, chosen one. God's warning is your invitation to leave behind the old and step into the new. Your faith is your greatest weapon. It's not about how loud you shout or how much you know, it's about how deeply you trust. When you trust God, you unlock miracles. Doors open that no one can shut. Resources flow that you didn't see coming. Opportunities appear that you couldn't have planned. This is what it means to be a chosen one. You don't chase the blessing, it chases you. You don't beg for favor, it follows you. God's promise is your foundation, and nothing can shake it. Right now, the heavens are aligning. Angels are moving on your behalf. The universe is rearranging itself to bring you what God has promised. But you have to stay ready. You have to keep your eyes open. The warning God is giving you is to stay vigilant, to stay focused. The enemy will try to sneak in through small cracks, distractions, doubts, or even people who mean well but don't understand your calling. Don't let them pull you off course. You're too close to your breakthrough to turn back now. Picture this: a seed buried in the dark, pressed down by the weight of the soil. It doesn't look like much. It's hidden, unseen, forgotten. But beneath the surface, something miraculous is happening. That seed is breaking open, pushing through the dirt, reaching for the light. That's you, chosen one. You've been in the dark, pressed down by life's challenges, but you're about to break through. The light is closer than you think. God's warning is your reminder that your season of blooming is here. If you're feeling this, if your spirit is leaping, don't just sit there. Hit that like button to amplify this message. Subscribe to stand with thousands of chosen ones who are claiming their divine destiny. And in the comments, type 777 to declare that you're ready for what God has in store. Your action is a signal to the heavens that you're all in. Now, let's talk about the enemy's tactics. The devil doesn't come with a pitchfork and horns. He comes dressed as doubt, disguised as fear, whispering lies that sound like truth. He'll tell you you're not enough, that your dreams are too big, that your past disqualifies you. But God's warning today is this: those lies are powerless against you. You're not defined by your mistakes or your struggles. You're defined by God's purpose for you, and that purpose is unshakable. Think of David, a shepherd boy facing a giant. The world saw a kid with a slingshot, but God saw a king. David didn't need armor or a sword, he needed faith. One stone, one moment of courage, and Goliath fell. You're standing in front of your own giants right now, chosen one. They might look unbeatable: debt, sickness, broken relationships. But God has given you the stone of faith. Take aim, trust Him. Your victory is already written. This transformation God is working in you isn't just for you. It's for everyone watching. Your life is a testimony, a living proof that God keeps His promises. When you walk through the fire and come out stronger, when you face the storm and still shine, people notice. They see His glory in you. Your breakthrough will inspire others to trust God. Your courage will give them hope. Your story will point them to the one who never fails. But here's the thing, God's warning comes with urgency. You can't delay. You can't put this off. The time to act is now. The time to trust is now. The opportunities God is preparing for you won't wait forever. Like Esther, you were born for such a time as this. She could have stayed silent, stayed safe, but she chose to step up, to risk everything for her purpose. And because she did, a nation was saved. What will you do with this moment, chosen one? Will you step up? Will you trust? The world is watching you, even if you don't see it yet. Your family, your friends, even strangers, they're watching how you carry yourself, how you face challenges, how you shine in the dark. God's warning is your reminder that you're not just living for yourself, you're living for His glory. You're living to show the world what's possible when you walk in faith. Every step you take, every choice you make, is a ripple that changes lives. Let's talk about what's waiting for you. Beyond the trials, beyond the warnings, there's a promise. God isn't just calling you to survive, He's calling you to thrive. He's preparing a table for you in the presence of your enemies. He's setting you up for a life of abundance, purpose, and joy. Not because you earned it, but because He loves you. Because you're His chosen one. Your future is brighter than you can imagine, and it starts with heeding this warning. You might be wondering, how do I know I'm ready? You're ready because God says you are. You don't need to feel ready. You don't need to have it all figured out. All you need is faith the size of a mustard seed. That's enough to move mountains. That's enough to change your life. That's enough to step into the destiny God has written for you. Trust Him, chosen one. He's never failed you, and He won't start now. The warning God is giving you today is a call to action. It's a call to rise above the noise, to silence the lies, to step into the light. He's prepared for you. You're not here to play small. You're not here to shrink back. You're here to shine, to soar, to show the world what it looks like when God's hand is on someone's life. The enemy can't stop you. The world can't hold you back. Your time is now. Look at the story of Joseph. Sold into slavery, thrown into prison, forgotten by those he helped. Yet through it all, God was working. Every setback was a setup for a comeback. Joseph didn't just survive, he became a ruler, a savior for nations. You're on a similar path, chosen one. The struggles you've faced aren't the end of your story, they're the beginning. God's warning is your reminder that your comeback is closer than you think. This is your moment to claim what's yours, not by force, not by striving, but by faith. God's warning is clear. The time for doubt is over. The time for fear is over. The time for hiding is over. You are His chosen one, and He's calling you to step into the fullness of His plan. The world needs your light. The world needs your courage. The world needs you to heed this warning and rise. If this is resonating, if you feel the weight of this moment, take action. Hit that like button to spread this message. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones standing in faith. Type 777 inches the comments to declare you're ready for God's plan. Do it now, because your faith is about to move mountains. God's warning isn't about scaring you, it's about preparing you. He's telling you to get ready, because what's coming is bigger than anything you've seen. The blessings, the opportunities, the breakthroughs, they're all waiting for you to step forward. You've been through the fire, but you're coming out as pure gold. You've been through the storm, but the sun is breaking through. You've been tested, but now you're being trusted with something greater. Think about the eagle. It soars above the storm, not because it's stronger than the wind, but because it knows how to use the wind to lift it higher. That's you, chosen one. The storms of life aren't here to destroy you, they're here to lift you to new heights. God's warning is your signal to spread your wings, to trust the wind of His Spirit, to soar into the destiny He's prepared for you. You're not alone in this. God is with you, guiding every step. Angels are surrounding you, fighting battles you can't see. The universe is aligning to bring you what's yours, but you have to choose to walk in it. You have to choose to believe. You have to choose to heed this warning. The enemy will try to pull you back, but he's already defeated. The lies will try to creep in, but they hold no power. You are God's chosen one, and nothing can stand in your way. Let's talk about the transformation happening in you. It's not just spiritual, it's physical, emotional, mental. You're starting to feel it. Your energy is shifting. Your confidence is growing. People are noticing. They see a spark in your eyes, a strength in your step, a peace in your presence. This isn't just you changing, this is God working. He's renewing you from the inside out, preparing you for a purpose that's bigger than you can imagine. The world might try to define you by your past, by your mistakes, by your struggles. But God's warning is this: your past doesn't define you. Your failures don't disqualify you. Your struggles don't determine your future. You are His chosen one, and He's rewriting your story. What looked like a dead end is about to become a highway. What felt like a loss is about to become a victory. What seemed impossible is about to become your reality. You're standing at a turning point. This warning is your signal that the old is passing away. The old fears, the old doubts, the old limitations, they're crumbling. God is making all things new. He's giving you a fresh start, a new chapter, a new identity. You're not who you were. You're who He says you are. And He says you're chosen, you're favored, you're unstoppable. Think of the caterpillar, locked in its cocoon, hidden from the world. It doesn't look like much. It's confined, restricted, unseen. But inside that cocoon, a miracle is happening. That caterpillar is becoming a butterfly, ready to break free and soar. That's you, chosen one. You've been in the cocoon of trials, but you're about to break free. God's warning is your signal ascended to your butterfly moment. This isn't just a message, it's a divine wake-up call. God is telling you to rise, to shine, to claim the life He's prepared for you. The enemy wants you to stay asleep, to stay distracted, to stay small, but you weren't created for that. You were created for greatness. You were created to carry His light, to change the world, to live a life that glorifies Him. This warning is your invitation to step into that calling. Don't let this moment pass you by. The heavens are open, the blessings are coming, and God is calling your name. Will you answer? Will you trust? Will you rise? This is your time, chosen one. The warning is clear, the promise is sure, and your destiny is waiting. Take a step. Hit that like button. Subscribe to stand with thousands of chosen ones. Type 777 inches the comments to claim this moment. Your future is calling, answer it with faith. This warning from God is not a whisper, it's a thunderclap, shaking the foundations of your soul. You, chosen one, are being called to a higher purpose, one that demands your full attention. The world around you is filled with distractions, voices pulling you in every direction, but God's voice cuts through the noise. He's telling you to focus, to align your heart with His plan, because what's coming next will require every ounce of your faith. You're not just walking through life, you're walking into a divine assignment. Picture a warrior standing on the edge of a battlefield, armor gleaming under the sunday. The enemy is approaching, but the warrior doesn't flinch. Why? Because they've been trained, tested, and equipped for this moment. That's you, chosen one. God has been preparing you through every challenge, every moment of doubt, every tear-stained night. Those weren't punishments, they were training grounds. You've been forged in the fire of trials, and now you're ready to step onto the battlefield of your destiny. The enemy wants you to believe you're weak, that your struggles define you. But God's warning is a reminder. Your strength doesn't come from you, it comes from Him. You're not fighting alone. The Creator of the universe is your shield, your sword, your victory. When you stand in His power, no force can stand against you. The lies that once held you back are crumbling. The chains that once bound you are breaking. You're stepping into a freedom that only God can give. Think about Moses, standing before the Red Sea, an army behind him, an impossible barrier in front. The world saw a dead end, but God saw a pathway. With one act of faith, Moses raised his staff, and the waters parted. That's the kind of moment you're in right now, chosen one. What looks impossible to the world is just a setup for God's miracle. His warning is your signal to raise your faith, to trust that He's already parting the sea for you. You might feel like you're standing at the edge of something big, something unknown. That's because you are. God's warning is about preparation. He's telling you to get your house in order, not just your physical space, but your heart, your mind, your spirit. Clear out the clutter of doubt. Let go of the weight of fear. Make room for the blessings that are about to flood your life. This is not a time to shrink back. It's a time to stand tall and claim what's yours. The world will try to pull you into its chaos. It will tempt you with shortcuts, with compromises, with promises that glitter but lead to nowhere. But God's warning is clear. Stay true to His path. You're not here to chase fleeting pleasures or temporary gains. You're here for something eternal, something unshakable. Your purpose is bigger than the world's distractions, and God is calling you to keep your eyes fixed on Him. Imagine a river flowing strong and steady, carving its way through rock and stone. Nothing can stop it, not boulders, not valleys, not time itself. That's the kind of momentum God is giving you right now. His warning is your signal to flow with His Spirit, to move with His purpose. The obstacles in your path aren't there to stop you, they're there to be overcome. With every step, you're carving a legacy that will outlast you. If this is stirring something in you, if you feel God's voice speaking through these words, take action. Hit that like button to spread this divine warning. Subscribe to join thousands of chosen ones walking in faith. Type 777 inches the comments to declare you're ready for what's next. Your faith is a signal to the heavens, and God is listening. Let's talk about the power of your words. Your tongue holds life and death, chosen one. Every word you speak shapes your reality, aligns your path, or pulls you off course. God's warning is to guard your words carefully. Stop speaking doubt over your life. Stop giving voice to fear. Start declaring His promises. Speak victory, speak healing, speak abundance. When you align your words with God's truth, you unlock miracles that have been waiting for you. Think of Elijah, standing alone against the prophets of Baal. He didn't just pray quietly, he spoke boldly, calling down fire from heaven, and God answered. Your words have that kind of power, chosen one. When you speak in faith, you call down heaven's response. God's warning is your reminder to use your voice as a weapon, to declare His truth over your life, to silence the enemy with the power of your faith. The transformation God is working in you is already happening. You might not see it fully yet, but it's there. Your perspective is shifting. You're starting to see opportunities where you once saw obstacles. You're finding strength where you once felt weak. This is God's hand, reshaping you into the person He always meant you to be. His warning is a call to embrace this change, to lean into it, to trust that every step is leading you closer to your purpose. You're not just a bystander in this world, you're a catalyst. Your presence changes things. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere shifts. When you speak, people listen. When you pray, heaven moves. God's warning is your reminder that your influence is growing, and with it comes a responsibility to use it wisely. You're not here to blend in, you're here to stand out, to lead, to shine His light in places that desperately need it. Picture a tree, rooted deep in the earth, unmoved by storms or drought. Its roots go down to hidden streams, drawing life even in the driest seasons. That's you, chosen one. God has planted you deep in His truth, and no matter what comes, hardship, doubt, or chaos, you're rooted in His promises. His warning is your reminder to stay connected to that source, to draw from His strength, to stand firm no matter what the world throws at you. The enemy will try to make you forget who you are. He'll whisper lies about your worth, your purpose, your future. But God's warning is louder. You are His. You are chosen. You are loved. Those lies have no power over you unless you let them. Stand in the truth of who God says you are and watch those lies crumble. You're not fighting for victory, you're fighting from victory. The battle is already won. Let's talk about timing. God's warning is about His perfect timing. You might feel like you're behind, like you've missed your chance, like others are ahead of you. But God doesn't work on the world's clock. He's never late. Every moment of waiting, every season of preparation has been setting you up for this exact moment. His warning is your signal that your time is coming faster than you think. Think of Sarah, who laughed when God promised her a son in her old age. It seemed impossible, ridiculous even, but God's timing is perfect. When Isaac was born, Sarah's laughter turned from doubt to joy. That's where you're headed, chosen one. The things you've doubted, the promises that seem too big, they're about to become your reality. God's warning is your reminder to hold on, to keep believing, to trust His timing. Your life is a story God is writing, and this chapter is about to take a turn. The struggles you've faced, the questions you've wrestled with, they're all part of the plot. But God's warning is your hint that the next page holds something incredible, a breakthrough, a miracle, a moment that will make every tear, every doubt, every battle worth it. You're not at the end, you're at the beginning of something new. The world might try to box you in, to tell you who you should be, what you should want. But God's warning is this: you were never meant to fit in. You were made to stand out, to break molds, to redefine what's possible. You're not here to follow the crowd, you're here to lead, to show others what it looks like to live for God's purpose. His warning is your call to embrace your uniqueness, to walk boldly in who He created you to be. Imagine a flame in the darkness, small but unyielding. It doesn't need to roar to be seen, it just burns, steady and true. That's you, chosen one. Your light doesn't need to compete with the world's noise. It just needs to shine. God's warning is your reminder to keep burning, to keep shining, to keep being the light He's called you to be. The world needs it more than you know. You're not just walking through life, you're walking through a divine setup. Every person you meet, every challenge you face, every opportunity that comes your way, it's all part of God's plan. His warning is your signal to pay attention, to see His hand in the details, to trust that nothing is wasted. Even the smallest moments are building towards something greater. Think of Ruth, a widow in a foreign land, gleaning in the fields to survive. It looked like a dead end, a life of struggle. But God was working. Every step she took led her to Boaz, to redemption, to a legacy that would echo through generations. You're in a similar place, chosen one. What looks like a field of struggle is actually a field of destiny. God's warning is your reminder to keep walking, keep trusting, keep believing. The power of this moment lies in your choice. God's warning is not a command, it's an invitation. He's inviting you to step into His plan, to trust His process, to claim His promises. You can choose to stay where you are, to cling to the familiar. Or you can choose to rise, to step into the unknown, to walk in faith. The choice is yours, but the warning is clear. Your destiny is waiting. Your faith is like a key, unlocking doors you didn't even know existed. Every time you choose to trust God, you're turning that key, opening new possibilities, stepping into new seasons. His warning is your reminder to keep turning that key, to keep believing even when you can't see the door yet. The moment you trust, the moment you act, the moment you say yes to His plan, that's when the miracles start. Picture a sunrise breaking through the darkest night. It doesn't rush, it doesn't force its way, it simply rises. And the darkness has no choice but to flee. That's you, chosen one. You're rising, not by your own strength, but by God's power in you. His warning is your signal that your sunrise is here, that the darkness is fading, that your light is about to shine brighter than ever. The enemy might try to make you feel small, but God's warning is this: you're bigger than you know. Your purpose is bigger. Your calling is bigger. Your impact is bigger. You're not just living for yourself, you're living for everyone who will be touched by your story. Your faith, your courage, your light. They're changing lives you haven't even met yet. Think of Daniel, thrown into a den of lions for his faith. The world expected him to be devoured, but God had other plans. Daniel walked out unharmed, and his story became a testimony that shook a kingdom. You're in your own lion's den, chosen one. The world might expect you to fail, but God's warning is your reminder that you're coming out stronger, with a story that will shake the world. Every step you take in faith is a declaration. It's a declaration to the enemy that he has no power over you. It's a declaration to the world that God's promises are true. It's a declaration to yourself that you are who God says you are. His warning is your call to keep stepping, keep declaring, keep claiming the life He's prepared for you. The transformation God is working in you is like a river carving a canyon. It's slow, it's steady, but it's unstoppable. Every moment of faith, every act of obedience, every prayer you pray, it's shaping you, deepening you, making you into something breathtaking. God's warning is your reminder to trust the process, to stay in the flow, to let Him carve out the masterpiece that is your life. You're not just surviving, you're thriving. The world might see struggle, but God sees growth. The world might see pain, but God sees purpose. His warning is your signal to shift your perspective, to see yourself the way He sees you. You're not a victim of your circumstances, you're a victor, a conqueror, a chosen one walking in His power. Imagine a seed breaking through the soil, reaching for the Sunday. It doesn't question whether it's worthy, whether it's ready. It just grows. That's you, chosen one. You don't need to question your calling, your worth, your future. You just need to grow, to reach, to trust that God is pulling you toward the light. His warning is your reminder that your growth is unstoppable. The world is full of voices telling you what you can't do, who you can't be. But God's warning is louder. You can do all things through Him. You can be everything He created you to be. You can live the life He promised. His voice is the one that matters, and He's telling you to rise, to believe, to claim your destiny now. Think of Jonah running from God's call, swallowed by a whale. He thought he could escape, but God's plan was bigger. Even in the belly of the whale, God was working, redirecting Jonah to His purpose. You might feel like you're in a dark place, chosen one, but God's warning is your reminder that He's working, redirecting, bringing you back to the path He's set for you. Your life is a testimony, not just of what you've been through, but of what God can do. Every scar you carry is a story of His grace. Every victory you've won is a sign of His power. His warning is your call to share that testimony, to let your life speak, to show the world what happens when a chosen one trusts God. The enemy will try to make you doubt your calling, but God's warning is this: your calling is sure. It's written in the stars, sealed in His promises, confirmed by His Spirit. You're not here by accident, you're here by design. Every moment, every step, every breath is part of His plan for you. Trust it, live it, shine in it. Picture a star in the night sky, shining steady and true. It doesn't need to compete with the other stars, it just shines. That's you, chosen one. You don't need to compete, to prove yourself, to chase approval. You just need to shine, to be who God created you to be. His warning is your reminder that your light is enough, that your presence is powerful, that your purpose is divine. The transformation happening in you is like a fire spreading through dry grass. It starts small, almost unnoticed, but it grows, it consumes, it changes everything in its path. God's warning is your signal that this fire is growing, that His work in you is spreading, that your life is about to ignite with purpose and power. You're not just walking a path, you're blazing a trail. Others will follow where you lead, not because you demand it, but because your life shows what's possible. God's warning is your call to keep blazing, to keep moving forward, to keep trusting that every step is leading you to a future that glorifies Him.